Hello, English 1 students. Today we're going to go over attaching your Works Cited page to the end of your research paper. Here I have my Microsoft Word document, two things that you should have already completed, which is I have the complete MLA citations from the sources that I've cited within my paper. Really quickly, just to review, I got these citations. Um, if I'm here at the Hackettstown High School History Database and I'm using this article, I clicked on the citation. I was just going to copy and paste the MLA citation into our Microsoft Word document. When you copy and paste them into your Microsoft Word document, this is what they usually look like. The first thing that you have to make sure that you do is you format this to fit the rest of your paper. So we've been using Calibri size 12, and our paper's been double spaced, so we have to keep that consistent. Okay, the next thing we're going to do before we do anything else is we're going to add a title to our page. On the very first line of your page, if your cursor is just at the top of the page, you title this Works Cited. You don't do anything special to the title other than centering it. Okay, we also have to add our header, which we know is our last name and page number in the upper right hand corner. If your paper's 3 pages long, this would be page 4. If your paper's 2 pages long, this would be page 3. For right now, I'm going to leave this as page 3. It's the last page of my paper. Okay, so we have our title. And the next thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that our sources are in alphabetical order. So this source starts with S, this one starts with K, so we know that this one has to come first. I'm simply going to cut it, and I'm going to place it at the top of the paper. Now, you'll notice that I have a citation, and then an empty space, and then another citation. Just like when you write your body paragraphs or any paragraph, you don't want to leave this extra space or line in the middle of your paper. So we're going to get rid of that. The last thing that we have to do is we have to format our citations to include a hanging indent. A hanging indent basically means that, for example, when you write your paragraphs, you indent the first line and every other line starts on the left side of the page. When you do a hanging indent, you're going to keep your first line on the left side of the page and each subsequent line will be indented. Now, if all you do is put your cursor in front of the second line and push tab to try and indent it, it's very frustrating because it's going to end up moving the whole citation over. The easiest way to do a hanging indent is to take your cursor and click as far right on the first line as you can. You'll notice that my cursor is blinking at the end of the first line all the way on the right. When you push enter and then tab, you're able to create a hanging indent. You're going to repeat this process for the next line. You put your cursor all the way at the end of the line. When you push enter and then tab, now we've completed a hanging indent for our first citation. Our first line is aligned all the way to the left, and our next two are hanging indents. Now we have to complete the same process for our second citation. So we're going to go to the end of the first line, we're going to press enter and then tab. Come to the end of the second line, push enter and then tab. This is a complete Works Cited page. We have both of our sources in alphabetical order. They're size 12 and they're double spaced with a hanging indent. Our page is titled, Works Cited, and centered at the top of the page, and we have our last name and page number at the top. If you were to use 3 or 4 sources, you would do the same thing. Just add your third and fourth source at the bottom, just keeping everything in alphabetical order. Hope this helps. I'll see you guys at the due date.